incógnito do colégio, Sir Peter Marques falando, e bem-vindos à live inútil, assistindo, e bem-vindos à live inútil, assistindo besteira, com posicionamento esquisito de webcam. E sim, vocês vão ver o monitor, seus filha da... pela parte de trás, seus filha da puta. Sério, o posicionamento tá top hoje, essa webcam. Como é noite, ela não tá em cima da janela como da outra live. Ela tá em cima do meu rádio toca-fitas. Sim, a webcam tá em cima de um rádio toca-fitas. Acreditem se quiser. Pica. Caralho, buceta. Nós falando que sequência de palavras. Pica, caralho, buceta. Velho. Isso aqui não tem roteiro, vocês já... obviamente já perceberam. Agora fica na dúvida. Devo usar essa cena aqui. Deixa eu ver qual. Cena 4 aqui. Ela é a de transmissão de uma tela inteira. Essa aqui, ela pega tipo aplicativo específico, tipo, que é a tela de captura de jogo. Tem até uma dúvida se a última janela aberta nela foi o Guitar Pro. Mas assim, tá, não tem como conectar o Google Chrome nela. Pera aí. Não, sem criar cena não. Só deixa isso aqui. Áudio de aplicativo. Deixa eu ver. Captura de janela. Eu acho que é o que tá na cena 4, né? Captura de tela. Isso. Sendo essa aqui uma captura de janela, isso, ótimo, ok. Eu posso. Isso é ótimo. Você se pergunta o que isso aqui que eu tô fazendo é ótimo? Por um motivo. Eu fazendo isso, eu posso colocar vocês pra assistir besteira enquanto eu copio numa micro tela na lateral aqui, assim, do... Deixa eu voltar pra cima de vocês aqui, colocar... Estou vendo isso, mas... Eu coloco dessa maneira. Eu posso abrir um outro Chrome. Vamos ver. Deixar ele assim, pequenininho, aqui assim, na lateral, aqui assim, pra ir copiando matéria da faculdade. Enquanto assisto besteira. É genial. Porra, é genial. Não tenho o que falar. Acho que vai dar certo, só tenho que pegar o caderno e copiar a aula da quarta. Matéria da aula da quarta, tipo, eu vou pegar o caderno, mas já volto. Tá merda, né? Colocar o som pra carregar também é uma boa. Aqui. Copiar a matéria da aula de desenvolvimento de fármacos num caderno. Vamos lá. Inclusive que não é esse aqui que tá em cima da... tá já em cima da mesa, é o outro. Isso é um pandeiro. Eu vou copiar um pouco de matéria, beleza? Eu vou dormir daqui a pouco. Suave. Não, então eu vou ver umas bobeiras e transmitir ao vivo, sabe? Mas a hora que eu for dormir eu quero silêncio. Não, tá, eu não vou falar muito não. Voltei. Sofá vermelho. Meu, deve ser muito engraçado você com a camisa. Já que tá aqui. Essa aqui não tem problema mostrar do mortício do Chainsaw Dismemberment que tem problema mostrar na live. Ó. Terceira camiseta do Napalm Death. Muito bom. Ó. Costas. que não anotei em que slide parou. Não era na primeira aula. Eu espero que dê certo. Vamos testar. Pelo celular é péssimo para copiar matéria. E mouse. Deixa eu abrir aqui. Volta para OBS. Isso. Deixa eu ver, captura de janela, abrir a configuração. Ele tá pegando. Dá pra mudar, isso aqui é da faculdade, não vou mostrar muito não. Tá. Voltou. De acho. Deixa eu mudar rápido essa pelba, caralho. Pronto. Por que fazer isso? Porque o negócio que eu falei. Ah, fica com as bordas amarelas, porra. Ótimo, e o da faculdade está sem borda amarela. Maravilhoso. Vamos encontrar porcaria pra assistir agora. Para falar bem encontrar, porque na verdade eu já tinha separado o vídeo, mas foda-se. Tá, não é esse vídeo, isso aqui é pra eu vou assistir depois. Histórico. Eu gosto de Naruto. Agora eu tô pensando se a gente vê esse aqui. Bem retratado. Vídeo bem idiota. Meu, pior que vocês estão vendo tudo tipo de idiotice que eu assisto. Sério, olha isso. Esse é o tipo de merda que eu assisto na internet. Cadê? Não tava aqui, era pra ter assistido na outra live em si. Não. Caralho, não aparece. Achei. Só que é pra traumatizar vocês legal. Digo traumatizar de verdade. Só deixa um TC pra baixo da captura de vídeo. Pra meu rostinho ficar aparecendo. Aí.
Work today is broken. We're all working in too many disconnected apps, and it's killing team productivity. But for the first time, there's a platform that fixes it by combining everything.
Foda-se, eu não ligo pra essa merda.
Hello.
Não ligo.
Today I'm here in Hunter's studio, and we're going to look at my old DeviantArt stuff from when I was sadly 14. I feel like I should have been younger because of how bad it is.
I feel like 14 is a pretty fine age for a DeviantArt account.
I looked at the time I uploaded it, and I thought I'd be like 10 years old, and it was like I was way too old to be posting what I was posting.
14 years old is very young, so I don't think you should be that embarrassed yet.
But the level of cringe is not.
You've never shown me this before. I'm very excited.
It's pretty bad. I have tried not to look at too much of it because I too don't really know what I'm looking at. But once I see it, I remember.
Well, yeah, let me look at your profile.
So this was my first account was Alice and the Bat because I love Sonic the Hedgehog.
What does a bat have to do with Sonic the Hedgehog?
Because there's Rouge the Bat, so you pick like your animal. So there's Sonic the Hedgehog. I like bats and I like Rouge, so I'm like I'm gonna be.
Why Sonic though? I never understood the appeal to Sonic.
There's an entire video that links why autistic people love Sonic so much, and I think that
Are you one of those people?
I
Okay.
think it also appeals to children, though. It's like an animal with one solid color with a personality. It's like you can latch on to like whichever's your favorite. And then I made another account because you ditch the old account and get a new one. So when I was a teenager, I got Demented Zebra, and
So you're Demented Zebra?
yeah. So there's nothing on there, 'cause, you know, once you go to a new account, you hide all of your old stuff, and then you make a new account. Because then I made a new account after that when I was even more mature, called Kodak Bear, and that had more of my furry art. This is more learning to draw art. Anyway, so this is my 14-year-old. Be gentle. I know I was cringe. I was bullied, so I already got my payment for it.
You know, you always write this story of your life as like just this like completely battered down child.
I deserve to be bullied. After looking at some of these, I deserved it.
Okay. User ID.
This
It
is my
says-
persona.
It says your name is Zebra.
Mm-hmm.
So you're 6 feet tall?
It says 5 feet.
Oh, 5 feet. Alright, that shocked me.
grew 3 more inches and never grew again.
That is true. That is true. I'm guessing these are your likes. This
Yeah,
next
it's a
section here.
happy emoji face.
Happy emoji, drawing, fishing, photography, animals, pets, theater. What?
I liked theater. I was the curtain puller.
Wait, the next one up. Gum.
I love gum.
The things to follow family and theater, of course, is gum. Movies, Invader Zim. Wow, that must have been. What year was this? 2008? Is that?
I was way too old to be doing
2008. Invader Zim. I feel like. I guess I wasn't that old. When was Invader Zim?
14.
Like 20? No. I'm saying when was Invader Zim out?
Oh.
It had to have been long gone by then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But so this is a throwback still. Track.
I didn't like
Computer.
track.
You didn't like track?
I didn't like track. I don't know why I put that on there.
I think you just listed
trying to
all
be
the
a
things that
jock.
you've experienced as a human.
Yeah. Just listing. I didn't have much.
Computer, church. You're deeply religious in this period. Autumn, just the entire season of autumn. Neopets. What the fuck is that next thing?
It was a wolf.
What's a
breeding
waha? Is that what how you say it?
Watches or
So,
something. It
what?
was like a wolf breeding website where you just take like wolves and they had fun colors and patterns, and you would
You
like
bred wolves
What
on a
the
website?
yeah, you trade them.
Boy.
Subway.
I was 14. I'm like, I've only ever been to Subway.
Cold cut combo is my favorite thing.
It was actually a tuna. Okay.
Ice cream.
Yeah, I love ice cream. I still love ice cream.
Ribs. God, you're like a thick little girl, aren't you? You're just like Subway, ice cream, a full rack of ribs. Summer break in heaven. God, what a haunting end to that list.
My eyes keep watering because
Heaven.
I'm so embarrassed.
Heaven.
I love heaven.
That's where I want to go
Well,
when I'm gone.
I gotta make sure God knows. At that time, I was like praying every night, like an OCD thing, because I thought if I didn't pray every night in the correct way, God would kill me and my family.
That is
So
very Midwest coded.
if I don't put heaven, he's gonna know I don't like heaven.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
gonna be able to go.
No,
there.
you are not alone. That is very Midwest coded.
Yeah.
Oh, frowny face time. I
Yeah.
want to say too, just to throw this out there. I know this is an old art. What is that animal I'm even looking at?
Okay, it was a bear dog.
Bear dog.
It had spots, and his name was Zebra. It made no fucking sense.
Yeah, I guess that doesn't make sense.
No.
Maybe it had stripes. Well, let's see what zebra doesn't like. Ticks. City.
Just city, general city.
Just the word city. I really don't enjoy. Rap, hip hop. God, racist. Racist little girl. My daddy doesn't like it.
But no, I
don't
think
like it
later, I think I say I don't like racists.
either. Noobs.
Don't like the noobs, dude.
Wow, this is definitely 2008 coded. Is there Banff somewhere on this list? I hope.
Oh,
there is.
I have art that says Banff. So
There you go.
Don't
Okay.
worry. Yeah.
Spiders, monkey ignorance.
Just monkey.
Oh.
Which is also funny. It's like, why just monkey?
Just one.
I don't like monkey.
I don't like monkey. Cheaters, tracers, and scammers.
Okay, first of all, I'd never had a boyfriend. Don't know why I hated cheaters. Just like, what do other people not like?
Well, wait. So was relationship cheaters, or was it more like
was
I hate when people cheat off me in school?
Oh, I think it was like relationship cheaters. I'm like, I don't care
I don't
for
like
the...
when people
Well,
cheat.
it's like that thing when you're a teenager, you're like, I don't like the drama. It's like you've never been in drama
Yeah.
before.
You desperately want the drama.
You're like,
You want
waiting.
someone to cheat on you. Oh, great. Atheist.
Yeah, don't like.
I don't care. You know what I say? I say the same thing. Believe in something. Abuse.
I hate abuse. Again,
You
someone
just-
please abuse me.
Yeah, no, exactly. Hit me, please. Thunderstorms, the dark, being a reject.
I don't like it.
I don't. I want to fit in so bad.
So I'm gonna list off general things people don't
Okay.
like.
Well, at least I have an idea of where you're coming from now in
Yeah,
this part
is
of
who
your
I
life.
am. This is actually a good thing to start. It paints a picture.
So let me.
After I've-
Can I just click through here? I'm gonna start here. It's just the very first post here. It is something called
Oh.
Blue.
I did some photography.
I thought it was a dead dog for a second.
No, it's my
That's
childhood dog.
That's a cute
That
dog.
is the dog that convinced me that I should get one as an adult, and it was the worst dog I ever had.
No, yeah, that was a bad dog. How about Wolf Recolor?
Okay, this is literally someone else's art, and I just recolored it. But I hate tracers, dude.
Yeah, I don't fuck with tracers, but if you're gonna recolor something, that's a different thing. This makes you think of Neopets.
Yeah, I love Neopets.
The
Honestly,
fuzzy line art kind of
this
thing.
probably was like a Neopet I had, and this was like their picture.
Oh, okay. What about Ash Wolf? You can tell that you listen to like what is that one? What's that one
It's
album?
probably Evanescence.
What is the Alex Pardee did that
Yeah.
that album cover? Kind of reminds me of that because you liked Alex Pardee.
And I like the used.
Slumber. Oh my God. What a haunting.
I should send that to our friend who's a dachshund and be like, I drew your
God.
dog, but he's dead.
Seriously, Slumber, my boy is floating through the aether right now.
Look at those paws, too. I did not know how to draw paws.
I will say for 14, this is way better than anything I was doing. Spines?
Good scanning. I think I literally took a picture with, like, my mom's camera.
You know what I hate about when you first started, like when young people. Here's a fucking piece of advice for young people. What is it called? The safety parameter you put around an image, so it's like you don't cut it off when you scan it or take a picture.
Yeah.
Like the way that the fucking tail and the spindles and like the head is so close to the edge. I have so much anxiety looking at this. Also,
like
is this a dragon? What the fuck
Yeah,
is
it's
this?
an awesome dragon with spines all over its back like a hedgehog.
Yeah, I thought that all the I thought dragons had wings.
Well, I guess it's a worm.
Oh,
then.
I tell you what, that arm is
It's built.
I like how you're just like
Sinceramente, achei que você
I
ia
just
perguntar
remember
como
line.
traumatizante.
I couldn't draw a paw from like any
Front?
angle other than the side and the front.
Mm.
So I'm like,
Oh.
all right, it's like tugboat's feet.
Olha,
Yeah. So this is his tugboat.
eu esperava traumatizar vocês com esse vídeo. É só chato. É. Peraí. Eu tô com coceira. Nariz.
Hot Wheels are weird. From real cars to not so real cars to concept cars to questionable collaborations to not even a car at all. Hot Wheels are one of the most important toy brands in history. In fact, these $1 each toy cars are one of the best-selling toy brands in history. Kids play with them, adults collect them. There are thousands of different models to choose from with over 50 years of history and billions of them sold around the world. These things can appeal to just about anyone. With so many of them being made over many decades, the ideas can get a little far-fetched sometimes. But in order to understand how we got to this point, we need to begin where it all started. Chapter 1. The Industrial Revolution of the 1700s. 54 years ago, in the good old days of 1968, the company Mattel was cooking up a surprise. The Hot Wheels brand was created along with 16 of the first ever Hot Wheels, now known as the Sweet 16. Their main competitor at the time, Matchbox, was literally quaking because of how revolutionary these toy cars were. Matchbox was a company that focused on making realistic toy models of real cars, but Hot Wheels did something different. They focused on brightly colored paint jobs, exaggerated car features, and specifically designed the axles and wheels to be as fast and straight as possible. They were eye-catching, fast, and stylized. Not only that, but Hot Wheels didn't limit themselves to just real cars. 4 of the Sweet 16 are actually based on concept cars that were never mass-produced. The B&Nick Bandit was a custom car built by Ed Roth in 1960, the Silhouette was a concept car built by Bill Cushenberry in 1962, the Python was based on another car he built called the Dream Car in 1963, and the Dodge Dayara was designed by Harry Bradley and built in 1964. After a roaring success, Hot Wheels released even more cars in 1969. This new batch featured the very first Hot Wheel original designs that never existed as a concept beforehand. These cars would go on to influence the future of Hot Wheels forever. The Torero, Turbofire, Split and Image, and the Twin Mill.
Existem vários gestos que dizem eu te amo, como eu te amo, que protege com prebióticos e nutrientes na fase da imunidade. Ninho, mais que palavras, amar é um gesto.
The Split and Image in particular was a very imaginative and popular design that was sold for 40 years straight until 2009. I actually own one of these, which is pretty cool. The Twin Mill, however, well, this car went on to becoming the most popular Hot Wheel car of all time, literally being the face of Hot Wheels to this day. The sleek, aerodynamic shape, the massive double engine in the front, this design was filled with wonder and took the world by storm. From this point on, the direction of the Hot Wheels brand was set in stone. The imaginative, bold, and futuristic designs were the key to their worldwide success for decades to come. Speaking of influential Hot Wheels, the Dayara was the most loved car out of the Sweet 16, so someone sat down and thought, if the Dayara is so good, why don't we just make a Dayara too? Spoiler alert, they did, and it's my personal favorite Hot Wheels car of all time. Released 32 years later in 2000, the Dayara 2 took the original design and made it even more futuristic and bubbly. There were a ton of different versions due to its overwhelming popularity, including a Minions version. Hot Wheels loves to make sequel redesigns of some of the more influential cars that ride on the success of the original, so naturally, the Twin Mill also received this treatment too, like a lot. 1993, the Twin Mill 2 was released and it looks kinda ugly. 1998, a full-scale drivable Twin Mill was created. Then they released a Twin Mill 100% model based off of the full-scale version, featuring rubber wheels and an openable windshield. 2008, there was a Twin Mill 3, a sharper-looking version of the original, and I think it's pretty cool. 2019, Twin Mill Gen E was created, and hell no, they took the mill out of Twin Mill. Can't have anything in Detroit. And there's still other versions I haven't even shown yet. There's even a full-scale Batman vs. Superman Twin Mill car with an ultra-rare toy model. The Split and Image also received its own sequel in 1994, which is actually pretty good. I own one of these myself. The Bone Shaker is another extremely popular Hot Wheel released in 2006. There's a closed roof version, off-road version, Bone Speeder, Skull Shaker, Pixel Shaker, Joker version. The more popular a car is, the more likely it is to get a sequel. And especially the more paint job options that are made. Sometimes the paint jobs can be really cool, such as the 50th anniversary Twin Mill, but sometimes they can make things like the Tide Pod Twin Mill. The 16 Angels received a Daffy Duck version, the Backdraft had a Pepsi version, the Camaro received a Crunch Bar version, and also this really cool Christmas version. The Power Pipes had a Pasta version and was renamed to Pasta Pipes. The Phantasm literally received an Invisible version. Now, you might be wondering, why am I showing you pictures of wood? Honestly, I don't know either, man. I believe I made myself clear. As Hot Wheels went on, the car designs themselves got even more absurd, such as the Saber car, which is so flat it can drive both normally and upside down. There's the Double Vision with an unrealistically massive engine and a literal hole in the middle. The Dual Fueler also has a hole in the middle and massive wheels. And there's the Pop Cycle, which has an entire room on the car with a bicycle inside. The Cyclops and Hypermite are cars that are almost taller than they are longer, which looks disgusting to me. Speaking of ugly cars, there's a line of Hot Wheels called Fatbacks, only sold in 2004, that features absurdly wide wheels. They look so unnatural that they actually caused Mattel a financial loss due to nobody buying them, so they were discontinued shortly after. For some reason, there's also a car called the Coupe Clip that has no wheels, no paint, and definitely no butthole since it feeds off radiation.
Esse é o mais sem sentido do mundo.
Do they make cars with the moving parts, but that extra bit of interactivity adds a lot to a design, such as the Split Decision that has openable doors on both sides. There's the Whip Creamer 2, which can literally be used as a fidget toy. There's the Mutant Machine cars that can bend. They actually made quite a few these, and I think they're really sick. The Emoto car has a rotatable drum that shows different faces. The See Me Rollin' has a rotatable part in the middle that shows a different number on a dice. A design trend Hot Wheels picked up was the idea of turning random objects into cars, such as the Rocket Fire that's based off of NASA rockets, the Solar Reflex that's just solar panels with wheels, and the Tooligan, which has a wrench spoiler and a usable hexagon hole on the bottom. This trend led to some of the more outlandish designs, such as the Hot Tub, which actually kind of goes hard, not gonna lie. This car received a few different versions, such as the Halloween ones, which literally turns the water into cauldron goop. There's also a Clover car edition, and let's be real guys, they turned the water into beer. They also pulled a Bible moment and turned the water into wine for this other Christmas edition. Then there's a snowy version and this other Christmas edition, which is, all I'm gonna say is I really hope that's eggnog. The Carbonator, in my opinion, is one of the most genius car designs that fully utilizes its base concept. The bottom of the bottle is a booster, and inside the bottle is the engine, as if the soda itself fuels the car. The spoiler is where the real genius comes in, as the shape is actually a functional bottle cap opener. Originally, the soda bottle was meant to represent some type of Hot Wheel race juice, but they just kept making alcohol-themed ones like the Clover version or every single New Year version, even though their target audience is kids. The Roller Toaster is a giant toaster that also features a lever you can push that moves the bread down. The Hot Seat is obviously a toilet car and features a golden version and a version with a massive rat. The Sudster is a bathtub car with an alligator in it for some reason. I don't know, man. There's also the Bubble-matic that can actually be used to blow bubbles. The Donut Drifter is a donut car, and since I have donut in my channel name, obviously I had to buy these. The Donut Drifters were also sold in a Baker's Dozen package for girls, because obviously toy cars need to be separated by gender, am I right? There's also the Buns of Steel, which is a Bubger Hot Wheel. Hey yo, Bubger too cold, I'm gonna microwave it. Then there's quite a few more food-related Hot Wheels, like the Cardia Soda Street Wiener and the Sweet Driver. Now we get into cars that aren't even cars, like the Aisle Driver, which is just a shopping cart. The Loopsters are roller coaster cars that can actually connect. The Wheelie Chair is a wheelchair. Ayo, Forklift Hot Wheel? Curiosity Mars Rover? Perseverance Mars Rover? How in God's name is this supposed to be a Hot Wheel? What is this thing? Why is a Star Trek spaceship a Hot Wheel? This thing doesn't even have wheels. Rick and Morty ship Hot Wheel? Oh god, no. Thanos Copter Hot Wheel. Sometimes they get a little funky and turn creatures into Hot Wheels as well, like the Vampira, which is supposed to be a vampire bat. The Buzzkill is obviously a Barry B. Benson Hot Wheel. There's the Scorpedo, the Ratmobile, the Perfect Speed Kitty Hot Wheel. The Turbo is a car. The Howlin' Heat is an car. The Shark Cruiser is Sharky Hot Wheel. Yippee! The Shark Cruiser then evolved into the Shark Bite later down the line. There's also like 4 different dragon-themed Hot Wheels. The Rodzilla in particular is pretty cool because the head can rotate. As the Hot Wheels brand grew in popularity and the packaging evolved from classic to new, it was time to start collaborating. Some of the more obvious collaborations were done, such as the Speed Racer collabs, where they made a Hot Wheel for every significant car in the 2008 Speed Racer movie. I quite like these cars, mostly because the Speed Racer movie unironically slaps. They also made a Batmobile Hot Wheel. Not just one, not 2, but around 30 different Batmobiles. There's so many goddamn Batmobiles, what the frick. Some of them are really sick, like the Golden Batmobile or the action figure version. There's also a Batpod bike with Batman riding on it. There's even some funny ones like the Hard-Nosed Batmobile or the Scooby-Doo Batmobile. What kind of combination is this? The Back to the Future DeLorean was obviously made into a Hot Wheel, and even the initial D Torino, but it's extremely rare. There were some simple collabs like slapping random branding onto already existing cars like the Cinnamon Toast Crunch car or the Lucky Charms car. Another obvious choice was collaborating with McDonald's. Since McDonald's Happy Meals always come with a toy, they did many collaborations where Hot Wheel versions were made exclusively to be a McDonald's toy. Sometimes they even made entirely new designs that were only ever to be sold as a Happy Meal toy. The Lightning Speed is one of the coolest McDonald's exclusive cars. It was a Happy Meal toy only in 1995, never to be sold again, which is such a shame because in my opinion it's a really cool car. The Double Cross is another McDonald's exclusive design that looks really sick but was only available as a Happy Meal toy in 1999. There were also a ton of Hot Wheel related products such as the Hot Wheels cereal from 1990 that has a really weird commercial. There's Hot Wheels fruit snacks, Hot Wheels Christmas ornaments, Hot Wheels plushies, Hot Wheels shoes, a literal Hot Wheels PC. There's also these extremely rare Hot Wheels Eggo waffles, which I could only find one singular image on the entire internet of its existence. I swear I remember eating these as a kid, but I couldn't find any information about them. There's also the Hot Wheels Pop-Tarts in the same situation. Only one singular image of these exists on the entire internet. If any of you remember these, please comment, because at this point I'm not even sure if these ever existed. Back to the toy cars, things get a little weird as the collaborations get even more far-fetched, as many big companies wanted a piece of that Hot Wheel clout. There was a Star Wars collaboration where they turned a bunch of Star Wars characters into cars. The Darth Maul design actually goes pretty hard, and the Darth Vader car was made into a full-scale replica in 2015. They turned Teen Titans Go characters into cars, they turned Overwatch characters into cars. The Genji one looks really cool. There's a Simpsons car, a Jetsons car, a Scooby-Doo car, and a Flintstones car. There's also Sanrio cars, which are pretty cute. What the frick, what the— I bought the Hello Kitty one online because I think it's funny looking. They turned Minecraft mobs into cars, which I think are actually pretty cool. I own the Ocelot one. Hell no, Iron Golem is forklift certified. They also just made a minecart into a Hot Wheel. There's also the SpongeBob cars, and holy frig, Patrick's design got no business looking that sleek, god damn! POV, you going 60 on the freeway and this MF pulls up. Most of the Marvel cars go really hard. Wait a second, Thanos car, no way, it's Thanos car! Disney also had quite a few collabs, most of them looking alright. Look what they did to my boy Wally. I'm sorry, but the Thomas the Train car design unironically goes hard. I really want one of these. Hell nah, Fred Flintstone ain't too many Flintstone gummies, goofy car. But slowly, the collabs got worse and worse.
Jesus.
Thanks for watching this video. Comment down below some of your favorite Hot Wheels if you have any, and if you liked it, make sure to like and subscribe, and maybe even press the funny little buttons if you want to support me. Bye!
Princípio. Proteção solar.
Sabe de uma coisa? Vocês vão ver essa porra aqui. Do começo.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Vine Wrestle X. Let me tell you something. Vine Wrestle 2024 was technically the 10-year anniversary, but I consider this the 10-year anniversary, you know, because this one is very, very special. Everyone is back. There's so many goddamn wrestlers in this year that we are gonna have 10 years of winners go against each other, all right, to crown who is the absolute ultimate master of Vine Wrestle. Okay, it's going to be an incredible night, everybody. Before I begin the stream, I want to remind you that every stream here tonight has been dedicated to charity. And tonight, we're going to raise a lot of money for this charity, which is the American Heart Association. All right. I was on earlier on a different stream. You might have seen it. This project to make this has been an insane thing to do. Because kayfabe off, recreating 10 years of winners from old ass versions of the game, shit like that, has not been easy. But I hope it's gonna be worth it, because this night is old school wrestlers returning, guests, musical appearances. It's gonna be pretty fucking nuts, everybody, you know. In fact, we're gonna open this stream up with a documentary on Vine Wrestle, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, Steven Spielberg himself approached me about this project, okay? Dr. Steven Spielberg, the man, the legend, Star Wars, okay? Special effects, CGI, $12 billion into this documentary. I had nothing to do with it, but my goodness, guys, this is a 15-minute documentary chronicling every year of Vine Wrestle. David Attenborough came out of retirement to voice act this incredible project, everybody. Anyway, but I want to say this too. Again, kayfabe off a little bit here. I think we have raced around. Goodness me, it is $12,000, guys. I think that by the end of this stream, we can reach the full amount. Now, I see people subscribe to my stupid channel, and I see a lot of people, like, you know, gift subs and all that stuff. And I always tell people, save your money for charity. This is what you should be spending your money on, okay? This charity right here, for the American Heart Association, this is what I am talking about, okay? So, if you have any money to donate, okay, then this is a good cause, okay? So, please, please, from the bottom of my heart, which is kind of funny, actually, because, again, it's for the American Heart Association, get your donations in, everybody. I think we can earn like a ton of donations towards this great charity. So yeah, man, you can see the thing in the name of this, the American Heart Association, okay? You know, it's a little funny, actually. Mike talked about this earlier. We're gonna talk more about this, but before we begin, last time we did this, you'll see it in documentary too, and Mike talked about this on his stream. Last year, Mike begged me to put the shit micer and the cum micer in, and I said to myself, I think that's a little too much for the charity. And the guy who organized the charity himself said, fuck that, put him in. And I'm like, what? So you can blame Brad for this. I think I've said it a million times during the actual stream too, but yeah, everybody, it's gonna be amazing. But ladies and gentlemen, I will not waste your time any longer, because this is just the intermission, or to get into it. Before we begin, as I said, we have an amazing documentary here produced by the main man, Dr. Steven Spielberg, all right? I'm very, very privileged to be, included in this documentary. It's one of the most amazing things I've ever seen in my life. So without further ado, everybody, Vine Wrestle X 10-year anniversary documentary.
Tá esperando o quê? Na Shopee, sua compra chega amanhã. Fone de ouvido de diversas marcas, compre agora, chega amanhã. Ventilador para refrescar a casa, compre agora, chega amanhã. Protetor solar para curtir o dia, compre agora, chega amanhã. Olha na Shopee.
Rita de Freitas, a doutora da quebrada.
Eu prometi entregar minha vida pra fazer a diferença de verdade.
Será que o cara defende a gente rica e empresa milionária?
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight is a very special night. It is a night of charity and a night of celebration. Tonight, we are raising money for the American Heart Association, who conduct research and raise awareness of heart disease. To coincide with that, we are also celebrating Vine Wrestle. For over 10 years, Vine Wrestle has brought us amazing matches filled with action, drama, and tomfoolery. We've seen our favorite streamers and memes battle it out for the coveted Vine belt. And tonight, they're back. The best of the best, the champions of Vine Wrestle return tonight to settle the score once and for all to see who is the most worthy of the Vine belt. Not only that, many of your fan favorites are going to return. Some that you expected, and maybe some that you didn't. It's going to be the biggest night of Vine Wrestle we've ever seen. But before we get the show started, let's take a look back, reminisce of Vine Wrestle past.
Ah, nossa.
The very first full Vine Wrestle was held on April 4th, 2014. The idea was simple. Members of the streaming team Vinesauce would wrestle it out to see who was the best fighter, and the winner would be awarded with the prestigious Vine Belt. The participants of the very first Vine Wrestle tournament were Vinny, KY, Hootie, who looked like a chicken for some reason, Darren, Joel, Fred, Rev, and, Dick Poop? He was from, Super Fire Pro Wrestling X. You ever heard of it? It all culminated into one final match between Fred and KY. And though the match was very close, KY would ultimately become the winner of the very first Vine Wrestle tournament.
1, 2, 3, it's over! Kings of KY! Kings of KY! Kings of Vine Wrestle 2014!
The night wasn't quite over just yet, though. Limes also wanted to partake in the fight. However, 2K are a bunch of squares and would not actually let men and women fight against each other. Therefore, Lime's opponent would be whoever this person is. Look, I don't really know wrestling, alright? Sadly, as tough as she fought, Limes just couldn't secure a victory. But don't worry, this wouldn't be the last we've seen of her. The rest of the night went about as well as you would expect. There was the usual drama that you see in wrestling.
Vinny, what are you doing? No, KY!
There was also just the slight matter of Satan himself appearing and crashing the whole thing.
It's fucking Satan!
It wouldn't be an issue though, because luckily we had KY. Luckily we had Joel. Luckily we had Dick Poop. With Dick Poop successfully stealing away Satan, that was the end of the very first Vine Wrestle. But, of course, it wasn't the end of Vine Wrestle. Vine Wrestle would continue as a yearly event, coinciding with charity events. The very next Vine Wrestle in 2015 saw a dramatic shift, as now, not only were Vinesauce streamers vying for the belt, but many others. Vine Wrestle 2015 saw a much different roster than 2014, with basically no streamers and mostly outsiders. Not even the reigning champion KY made a return this time. The only returning fighters were Joel and Satan, who would go on to lose to Jesus. While streamers
Eu já volto.
streamers would eventually return in later Vine Wrestles, Vine Wrestle 2015 proved to be very eventful, and these fighters cemented themselves in Vine Wrestle history. Batman would ultimately be crowned the winner of Vine Wrestle 2016, with the night ending with a little business of family matters between Joel and his dad. Vine Wrestle 2017 would see a healthy mix between streamers and outsiders, including fan favorite Dio. Dio made it to the finals along with Rev, and the fight lasted for quite a long time. It seemed like neither fighter was willing to give up, but eventually Dio was victorious. At least, that's what it seemed. However, after closer analysis, it was ruled that Dio was in fact cheating, and therefore Rev became the winner of the 2017 Vine Wrestle by default. The night wasn't quite over just yet though, as one more fighter wanted to challenge Rev for the belt, and it was none other than Bulk Bogan. And after a long and grueling cage match, Bulk became victorious and stole the title from Rev. Now, I could go on. There are many years of Vine Wrestle history to cover, but I know you guys are eager to get to the main event. So instead of listening to me drone on, why don't we take a look at some of the best that Vine Wrestle has given us over the years.
As you can clearly see, a bit of a legend. What are they doing? What are they doing? Oh, Super Mario Brothers, Superstar, Saga, whatever, Paper Mario. Donkey Kong has had enough. But Bubsy has thrown him out of the ring. All right. Twitch wins. He threw him so hard into the table. Cheeseburger Man, Freedom Man, has died. He's dead. He knows all about passive aggression between him and Grace. But I'm really pissed off about the twister thing, though. Like, I told him no twisters. Whoa! What the hell? This year, Vinny goes in with a giant duck tub around his waist. I don't know if it's a technical advantage or whatever it is, but I was in the fucking chess club. British has a giant ass. I don't know what's going on there. Like, he's got a really defined ass. Oh, wait a minute. The Twister Zone! The Pit Boys already going for the Twister Zone!
Neat. So I'm coming in. I'm coming in right now. You can't keep me out forever.
Não deve ser muito intimidante fazer o que eu fiz aí de usar linha de costura como fio dental.
What are you thinking when facing your opponent? And there is no opponent. The water can flow.
Well.
Segundinho aí. Vou fazer negócio.
Now I know why it said fuck on the title match card. He goes for the pin. Does Ram still have it in him? No! 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 Simple Flip stepping on Jerma's hands, his tiny little baby hands. It's Peter Norton. Oh, okay. Well, there we go. Well, look at that. Bill Gates destroying a little bit of Norton's protection downstairs. We got... Well, don't look at me like that. Bill is not done. What's
It's
this?
a ghost,
What's
he's
this?
there,
What's this?
and
What's
he
this?
sucked
John
your
Russell
cock.
too. It's him.
You
It's really
cock.
him. Wow.
Ghost busted.
Unbelievable. Watch out, Bill. Watch out, Bill. It's the what the fuck? What the fuck's going on? What the fuck is that? The ghost stole my belt. That was not cool. Now I don't go to school.
Oh shit. Oh fuck. Oh shit.
Interesting. Vinny go for a bit of. It says yes! Yes, it is! It's a spin! Yes!
Paste Tongo will make better man on nine fight dial sorter than Iranian. Get ready boys, here comes le tongue paste.
And what's this? Just wait, that's him! That's him! That's the guy! That's the guy! That's the fucking guy right there! That's him! That's him! I know it! That's him!
Here's my dance. Watch me go.
Oh, here we go! Ah! My balls! Something we've seen Marcinito done in the. Who is this? Who the fuck is this? Who is this random guy? Who is this? Who is this? Who is this guy? It's Samoa Joe! Samoa Joe!
Hello, V-Dub. Are you doing okay today? Are you having a good day? That's good to hear, man. Appreciate that. If you want to play these games and you're like, who are these clowns? Don't worry about it. One guy killed the other guy's dad, and it took 3 games and 20 years to get to this point.
Wait, who's this? Wait, who? Who's coming? Samoa Joe? Well, who is it? Who is it? Who? Samoa Joe? Oh, fuck! Who the fuck is this? Vinny is now trying to go for a bit of a ring dive, I believe. And yes, he is! And he pins him with a dive! 1, 2, 3, ladies and gentlemen, Vinny has buried Michael Morbius. Mike is going for a dance. Mike's having sex, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God, what's he doing? Oh my God, the booty blast. What is Simple gonna do? And he does something. I'm not sure what he's doing when he's playing. He's just staring him down. But no, okay, that was a bit of a takedown. But my God, Zayn is bleeding. Do something. Is he? Vinny just fucking dives out. Breaks his ass! Mike has a table, ladies and gentlemen! The thing costs $2 on Wish, by the way. Huggy Wuggy is now getting something. What is Huggy Wuggy doing? He's getting a sledgehammer! Ladies and gentlemen, Huggy Wuggy has a goddamn sledgehammer! And he's breaking Slenderman's ass with this! No! Vsauce Michael, you asshole! You bald fuck, no! He's going to. Oh, Mike's flipping off the world! CBT tank! Oi, the production males are hitting the shit right now! Whoa, no, wrong song! Oi. You know, Christopher Robin is a Sumerian demon from hell. You know, he might have taken you down, but listen, can he take down El Diablo? Okay, can somebody stop this? Can somebody stop that?
From the...
Okay, Tails is being thrown in the ring. Tails is outside right now, and look at that! Mike is flipping off the ref for that shitter. What is Mike doing? Okay. Mike going for a big booty slam here outside the ring. Holy shit! I was anticipating the hammer, or whatever it was, but as you can see here, Barbie fucks up the jump. But here comes Limes! Okay.
Who can destroy other than the girlfriend?
Congrats, girlfriend. You murdered a person. Good job. Okay. Golem with the sledgehammer. Right in the fucking vine sauce. Look at that.
Work today is broken. We're all working in too many disconnected apps, and it's killing team productivity.
twist him a little bit. He's made of that chicken nugget pink sauce or whatever it's called, but, you know, let me show you how it's done, okay? See, I keep it clean. I build houses. I don't build violence, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get fucking funky. Look at this. He's waiting for Gollum. Peppino goes. Boom! Oppenheimer, but that's not enough for Peppino. Peppino is going. Peppino is going, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. 1, 2, 3. Peppino wins. Peppino, you idiot. Peppino. Will this be it? It's a time gonna run out for Pizza Face. The time hurdler ran out. Fucking perfect. Weistra almost getting Oppenheimer out. The noise really wants to get him out, but he can't reach. Oh, what the fuck? The noise just glitched. Ladies and gentlemen, your Mario has turned into Elephant Mario. It's a miracle. Pikachu's fighting with the ref now.
What's with the ref now? Oh, he's out of control. He is out for violence. They can't control him. They don't have the gym badges. Oh my God.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chicken P is going for a pin, but the Nintendo lawyer's defending.
Holy shit.
That $100 billion Nintendo bank will not, pay for itself. You're out. I don't like this.
Yeah, let's do this. What's the matter, Joel?
Wow. Right on the great asset.
Oh, that is...
Look at simple flips, man.
Not a great asset anymore. He's rearranging the molecular structure.
Oh, damn.
Holy shit.
Okay.
Oh, what the fuck is this? Potato. What the fuck is this? 69 bullshit. No. Sounding stick is back.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh! Snapped it over his balls. Oh, that plep has got to be in some pain.
Wait a minute. What's that?
Somebody collect the bounty now! I'm begging you!
I don't know what that is. Oh, up there.
Oh!
Oh,
Shit!
of the hotel.
What?
That's about 15 stories in the air. Look at that. That's the wall.
Oh, shit!
Get up! Yes! He's keeping that dream alive for all of us. Holy shit, did you see that?
Mr. Bean!
He's going for the pin!
One!
Holy shit, yes!
2!
Yes! Yes!
Three!
Oh my
Mr.
God!
Bean wins!
Yes!
I'd hand him his weapon. I'd say, Peter, safety's off. And he wouldn't take the pistol. And he says, Robo wants an Oreo. And I looked at him and go, no, it's just you and I, Peter. Robo doesn't get an Oreo. If Peter wants an Oreo, Peter can have an Oreo. And he clip-clops in the suit over to the edge of the railing, and Peter starts bellowing, Robo wants an Oreo. And we're just stealing it.
Okay, I'm quickly realizing that, like, out of all the things to commentate on in Vine Wrestle, I chose Mike for a Yumi Nikki fight. Like,
oh, dude. Makes the least amount of sense.
This is like if Ronald McDonald had to fly a plane that was crashing, and like, you do it. Ladies and gentlemen, you have just unlocked some garbage. Mike was begging for me to put this in. Mike.
I'm Mr. White Jism. I'm Mr. Spunk. I'm Mr. Meat Twister. I'm Mr. Excrement. I'm Mr. Number 2. They call me Shit Miser. Whatever I touch turns to shit in my clutch. I'm too much.
Now, of course, we couldn't get all the best parts here, but hopefully your favorite made it in. But now, I think you've waited long enough. Who will prove to be the best fighter? what shenanigans are in store for us, and will Joel's voice survive the night? Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Vine Wrestle X.
Ladies and gentlemen, the first fight of tonight. Could you believe it? Well, I'll tell you what, boys. I'll tell you what. I am pretty goddamn excited because you know what? We're starting with women's division with fucking Girlfriend coming out of nowhere. That's right, ladies and fucking gentlemen. It don't get better than this. An absolute destroyer in the fucking ring, okay? Let me tell you something. We've had a lot of crazy contestants in a lot of years, but I gotta say, you know, Girlfriend, absolutely bananas, okay? Absolutely bananas, okay? She absolutely destroyed in the women's division. Got a pretty good outfit this time around. I really like what I'm seeing. You know, it's got that Power Rangers look, but I'm very, very excited to see what happens here. You know, of course, I cannot deny the absolute carnage is about to begin. All right, so you know, if you are a sensitive viewer, if you're like, I don't want to see a bunch of heads being torn off, not the stream for you. Okay, this is as sick as it gets. But ladies and gentlemen, oh fuck, who the fuck is that somebody in jail? Is that somebody in jail right now? Holy shit! Holy fucking shit! Holy fucking macaroni! Hold the fucking phone, everybody! Fucking Jolene fucking Cujo is coming into the Vine Wrestle! Holy fucking bananas! I told you, everybody, I told you so much that the production values here in this shit, I cannot find the music cue. But it doesn't matter, everybody. It does not matter. Okay, so listen, here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna have a stand user against a non-stand user. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'll tell you what, I just found the music, so cue it! Stone Ocean, everybody. We are locked in. All right. Will timelines be reset here? I'm not sure, but I'll tell you what. Shit is going down. I see people already betting. Reset to the very first Vine Wrestle. Well, everybody, here we go, ladies and here we fucking go. We got Girlfriend over here, and we got Jolene. All right, we're starting off strong, and here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Girlfriend coming in with the punches, all right. Ba-boom, that's what I like to see, you know what I mean? Go for a pin immediately, what the hell? Jesus Christ, all right. Okay, we're doing a bit of JoJo posting ourselves. I'm not sure what that was. Jolene has not gotten any punches in so far, but then again, Girlfriend is an absolute beast at this. So, you know, and we're going for a noogie. Okay, watch the fuck out. Okay, rip off those hair buns or whatever, you know. So far, no offense from Jolene here. Perhaps the stand isn't activated. I'm not sure, you know. You might also notice someone has left a Joey's Castle on the mat. Right now, Jolene is lying on the Joey's Castle. But look at this. Good Lord, man. Not a single thing. My goodness.
Check out Joey's Castle on the Steam Workshop.
Anyway, So far, it has been an impressive fight, mostly on girlfriend's side. I can already tell my voice is going to shit, but hey. Another one of these. My goodness. I mean, I'm not. By the way, you can see the signs over there. Somebody in the audience is doing exclamation mark donate. Please donate to the charity, everybody. But I think Stone Free hasn't come out yet, and that is why Jolene is getting a whooping. You know, my goodness, man. I mean, I feel bad for Jolene. I mean, this is. I mean, I set this up as like, yo, watch the fuck out, but what the hell, man? Can Jolene not get a single goddamn punch in? Okay, but girlfriend is. We're going for something here. We got a stop sign. Oh my God! Are we stopping time? What are we doing? Oh, but Jolene told us, and Jolene is back. Jolene is back, everybody. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I am talking about. Okay? I do not foresee that Dio might be back, but watch out. By the way, girlfriend has been thrown into the bean zone. Of course, you know, Heinz Beans sponsored this year. We've had many sponsors throughout the years, and Heinz Beans was the only one who would sponsor us. Now, the brown slop that you get from beans is the best, okay? And I don't say that through, you know, money and nepotism. It truly is the best slop, okay? So, hot wrestlers eating bean. Hot wrestler earning Vine belt, okay? Hot bean, Mr. Bean. Okay, anyway, Girlfriend just threw herself out of the ring and injured her ass, and she got hit by the stop sign. Definitely not the plan attack here, but so far, you know, it's a bit of a mix-up here. We started off, and I thought, hey, you know, I'm not sure what we're gonna get, but so far, girlfriend is down right now. Jolene is coming back. No stand activated yet. Just pure competition, you know. That's what I like to see. I don't like to see a lot of dirty fighting in the Vine Wrestle, but as you can see, girlfriend on the off. Oh my goodness, right on Joey's castle once again. And Jolene right now is back. Okay, we have two bean zones. There's a lot of beans underneath the mat. That's why it stinks. Jolene on the offense here. Here we go. And boom! That's what I'm talking about, okay? Listen, Jolene doesn't need a stand because girlfriend is getting a whoop. Look at these acrobatic moves, man. Okay. Now, again, I never root for a particular, you know, wrestler in Vine Wrestle. I am completely equal. I am never saying this or that, but right now, Jolene is coming back with a stop sign. How appropriate. And watch out, girlfriend, because here comes Jolene. But reversed. Girlfriend woke up just in time. How funny, right? Anyway, so, but will it be enough? Oh, look at this. The reversal from girlfriend, and boom, down on the floor. Girlfriend is now going for the stop sign. Taste of the... Oh, Jesus. Fucking hell. Okay, the stop sign has been thrown on Jolene. And girlfriend is taunting a little bit, but this is quite the ridiculous fight so far. Girlfriend is reaching for something here, and girlfriend is grabbing a fucking ladder. Ladies and gentlemen, girlfriend has a ladder that she set up. Girlfriend is now attempting something else. Okay, wake up. She's trying to wake up Jolene. Take a concrete nap, I guess. And Jolene is back in the ring. I see that the ladder, like usually in Vine Wrestle, people throw out these things and never fucking use them. So that's appropriate for the 10-year anniversary. I don't think anybody's successfully done a table or ladder move. They just bring out the shit and don't commit, you know. So, you know, hey. Jolene has been thrown into the corner here. Girlfriend is staring down at Jolene. A little intimidation. But I'll say this, it's pretty equal. Oh, what is this? What is this? The girlfriend hug. Look at this. Absolutely brutal girlfriend hug. Will Jolene tap? I'm not sure. And now girlfriend is going outside, going back into the beans. A hockey stick. And Jesus Christ, don't do it. Oh, misses. Oh, fuck. Okay, right. Good lord. Girlfriend has not attempted a pin yet. Well, there we go. Will it be it? 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, Jolene put up a good fight. Jolene put up an excellent fight, but we are going against a fucking violent monster here, okay? This is... Yeah. But I think for someone new to Vine Wrestle here, I think this is pretty brutal. Pretty damn brutal, man. All right. 1 for girlfriend. Could you believe it? Could you believe it? I told you, man. Shit goes crazy over here. Anyway, on to the next fight. By the way, so you know, the women's division here, let me tell you something. The lineup of wrestlers, this is a long stream, okay? The women's tournament here is a full tournament. Then, best of the best. Then another one, okay? This is a packed night, okay? So do not go anywhere during this. All right, anyway, I'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and guess what? We have another women's division here, and who is oh my god. Rio from Lifeline! All right, so if you have no idea who Rio is, she's from this PlayStation 2 game I've been streaming. And basically the whole gimmick of this game is that you use a microphone in the PlayStation 2 and you tell her what to do to survive this space, like, crisis, right? The problem with this game is that I've been streaming it for 3-4 parts and she never understands what the fuck I'm telling her. So tonight, I will tell her what to do. I'm mic'd up here and she has an earpiece and I'm gonna tell her what's up and what's not up, okay? You know, but I hope she can win, because on the paper, what's against her is not good. Okay, she has extreme competition. Because, ladies and gentlemen, a legend in video games. Ladies and gentlemen, Samus Aran. Now, this is going to be a little hard for Rhea to deal with. She can barely shoot a single gun before she goes into the bathroom and goes, "The bathroom?" You know. Now, if I tell Rio, please win, she'll most likely die, and that's not what we want, okay? But ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't look good for Rio, but I'm gonna try my absolute hardest to guide her. I mean, I said before that I don't believe in nepotism, I don't believe in bullshit, but you know, all right, here we go. Attack. Okay, she is attacking right now. It's going as I want it. You know, it's pretty good so far. And okay, so, stop getting punched in the head. No brain damage. Okay, there we go. Now attack again. Okay, watch out. Don't die. Don't get ass smashed. Okay, and okay, don't get the wrist. All right, go for the head. Head. Okay, left. Fuck this. Fuck this. It's. I know this was a terrible idea because this right here is the shits. Okay, this is terrible. So I'm gonna revert back to my normal commentary and try to. Well, here we go. All right. She listen to attack. Win. Ladies and gentlemen, Rio has stolen the sign from Jolene, and she's actually doing a pretty good job. I can't quite believe what I'm seeing here, but so far, it's going pretty good. Okay, and Samus has now lifted Rio and is now just kind of on the fence. But you know, I'm trying. This is just suggestions for Rio because he's so new at this. You know, Samus throwing the entire stop sign. Okay, it's pretty interesting so far. I expected Rio to get ass whooped immediately, but so far, pretty impressive. Rio is okay. Pin Samus. Pin Samus. No, don't. Pin. No, like that. Okay, that's the opposite of what we wanted. Okay. Well, hang on. Rio is not giving. I gotta admit, very, very impressed here. Rio has done a fantastic job, and Rio is going for the beans again. Rio now has a ladder. We saw girlfriend set this up, but can Rio follow commands better? Okay, set ladder up. Yeah, yes. Okay. Use ladder. Someone said you have to do an American accent for her to understand. Okay. Use the ladder. She's going for the pin. Win. One.
É, isso aqui com certeza vai dar ruim pro canal. Tá, que bosta é essa? Não. Nossa. Velho, um tempo atrás tinha uma dublagem muito idiota disso. Deixa eu ver. Acabou.
Vai de InDrive, define um valor.
O motorista parceiro aceita.
InDrive, preço justo, jogo justo.
Olá, posso ajudar? Se você não puder, isso não vai me surpreender.
Que tinha um lugar que tinha o link pro original disso. Aqui, ó. Tá aqui. Esse vídeo é muito bom.
Há muito tempo, quando as pirâmides ainda eram recentes, os reis egípcios jogavam um jogo egípcio de grande e terrível. Egípcio que ameaçou destruir o mundo inteiro. Até que um valente e poderoso faraó trancou o poder da faraó, aprisionando-a no interior
do veículo da filha de Edson Lima.
Hoje, 5.000 anos depois, um menino chamado Fernando Alberto de 5 reais. Fica muito bravo.
Sua mãe.
É hora do duelo!
Yu-Gi-Oh! Versão brasileira, parisileira, Oi.
Oh, que bonitinho, ele é bonitinho.
Ei, Tristan, olha só, Yugi tá me ensinando a jogar
Truque válido, toma.
De chinelo?
Olha só, cada carta tem um número de ataque e um número de defesa. O primeiro jogador que eliminar a vida do oponente
É preso em flagrante.
Mas que bela jogada é essa, hein, Yugi?
É? Bela bosta.
Será que eles acharam uma carta que eu tenho procurado?
Aqui!
Ah, eu vejo que trouxe companhia.
Vô, você pode mostrar aquela carta super rara que você ganhou?
Não.
Por favor,
Ah, como posso mostrar? Vocês crianças vão se recusar. Eu não costumo deleitar muito esta criança. Pronto, aqui está. O dragão branco de olhos brancos, tão raro, tão branco.
legal.
Sai, desgraça!
Olá, posso ajudar?
Não.
Seto Kaiba.
Kaiba?
Nada que seja do seu interesse. Eu vim ver uma cara. Não, amor, uma cara.
Ei, isso é ilegal.
Eu sou o duelista número 1 da lista de duelista.
Eu tô gemendo. Quem sabe você não quer resolver isso no braço e não nas calças?
Você fala demais, amigo.
Ei, é um macaco! Macaco!
Já chega de olhar. Tem qualquer outra coisa em que eu possa...
Macaco!
Que é?
Sou eu, bola de fogo.
Alô?
Alô?
Quem é?
Chama o Tetégmon!
Puta, tu se chama Mantedegmon.
Yugi, eu falhei. Eu quis ensinar para aquele menino Kaiba uma lição sobre o macaco, mas eu ensinei uma lição sobre
a aritmética.
Como está se sentindo o nosso bom vovozão?
Kaiba, seu miserável!
Mas eu creio que jogar contra um velho como eu deve ter sido muito velho para esse velho.
Kaiba, você devia morrer.
Justo.
Aqui está meu dedo. Quebre meu dedo.
Não vou quebrar teu dedo.
Quebra o meu dedo logo.
Eu não vou quebrar.
Quebra agora meu dedo. Filho da p...
Sim, e os dragões brancos de olhos azuis são da Jamaica.
Oh, meu cu de olhos azuis. Eu montei este baralho pondo tudo no caralho.
Nós podemos cuidar do seu avô enquanto você cuida desse seu avô, enquanto seu avô cuida desse pilantra. Ensina pra esse pirralho, mimalho, rico, engomadinho, o que é um duelo de verdinho.
Então foi assim que você
destruiu
o meu ovo. Eu invoco o meu dragão de fortaleza!
Eita, burrinho bom da moléstia!
Jogou muito bem, Yugi, para um novato. Mas como irá lidar com isto?
Palhaço das trevas.
É só bota na cabota, na cabota, na cabota, na cabota, tu cabota na cabota.
Eu não consigo entender como devo usar essas cartas. Elas são apenas...
Saque sua última carta patética e terminarei com isso, Yugi.
O baralho do meu avô não tem nenhuma carta patética, Kaiba. O que ele contém é da minha arma.
Ah, impossível!
Vovô acordou.
Meia-noite, horário oficial do óleo de macaco.
Ainda vai levar um tempo pra fechar o defeito. Natural que seja assim. Tanto pra você, tanto pra mim.
Olá, posso ajudar?
Se você não puder, isso não vai me surpreender.
Seto Kaiba.
Kaiba?
Se eu vim ver uma cara...
Ei, é um macaco! Macaco!
Já chega de olhar pra carne. Tem qualquer outra coisa em que eu possa...
Macaco!
Isso é muito bom.
Localiza.
Alisa ovos.
Dor de cabeça. Chama quem é craque em resolver.
Hey guys, my name is Polygon Donut, and today on Polygon's Random Hyperfixation turned into a video, we will be taking a look at Hot Wheels video games. I've always loved both Hot Wheels and video games, and many other kids did too, so naturally, lots of Hot Wheels video games were created. It's a pretty easy connection to make. People like funny toy cars, people like funny racing games. Why don't we just make a funny racing game, but with Hot Wheels in it? I mean, the main point of toy cars is to use your imagination and pretend you're driving it around, so the gaming industry took matters into their own hands to bring these imaginations to life. The first Hot Wheels video game was made exactly 38 years ago in 1984. Literally just named Hot Wheels, this game was developed by Eddie Goldfarb for the ancient Egyptian technology known as the Commodore 64. It's kinda just random minigames with no actual racing though. The main inspiration for this game is more so city playsets rather than Hot Wheel tracks. 14 years later, in 1998, Hot Wheels Stunt Tracks Driver was released for Windows. It featured 12 Hot Wheels to choose from and 6 different tracks to drive on along with a secret level. The secret level is accessible by right-clicking the logo. One of the main features of the game is the funny flips you can do. Also, when you start a level, a freaking Skinwalker places your car down sometimes. This game is not much of a driving game as the actual levels are already pre-rendered. The only thing you control are the tricks your car does, your speed, and your position. There is a custom track builder that tries to render in real time, but it looks horrible because of hardware limitations. The levels themselves are actually really cool because random things happen around you that you need to dodge as you drive. Also, the level endings always just crashes you into something. The living room ends in breaking a TV, bedroom ends in a trash can, greenhouse you get eaten by a Venus flytrap, attic you just leave through the window, sandbox you land in a bucket, basement you destroy a car tower, no! And the secret level you just, well, I don't know, enter the freaking back rooms? 1 year later, in 1999, Hot Wheels Turbo Racing, developed by Stormfront Studios, was released for the Nintendo 64 and PS1. This game features a staggering 40 playable cars to choose from, with a funny disembodied voice to say their names. Twin Mill 2! Many of the fan favorites are playable, such as the Deora, Twin Mill, Split and Image 2, and more. This is the first actual racing Hot Wheels game as you race against other AIs in the new state-of-the-art 3-dimensional video game. One of the most exciting features is the return of funny flips. Woohoo! There's 11 total tracks to get funky and all with their own unique theming, but make sure not to get too funky or else you just freaking explode. Later that same year, Hot Wheels Crash released by Prolific for Windows, and it's just a game about crashing cars into buildings. You've got 12 cars to choose from and 25 different levels to commit war crimes in. Next year in 2000, Hot Wheels Micro Racers released, a PC racing game with a very odd POV choice. With only 7 cars to choose from, including the first video game appearance of the fan favorite Deora 2, and only 3 tracks to race in, this game doesn't really have much content. It also goes back to the art style of being a small toy car racing on homemade tracks. Hey yo, funny flip check. Sheesh, look at it go! Also make sure not to fall off or else you... That same year, Hot Wheels Slot Car Racing came out for Windows that required specially made slot car controllers. There's 12 cars to choose from and 8 levels to get funky in with the most invigorating slot car gameplay. Yeah, basically you just switch lanes and slow down on turns. There's not much to it, honestly. At least there's a track building option. 2001, Hot Wheels Mechanics by AWE Productions, a racing game for PC featuring actual car customization options. You can change out motors, tires, wings, and paint jobs. There's 19 different cars and 7 different tracks to do your little vroom vroom in. The tracks are really short and usually require 8 whole laps to complete. Hot Wheels Extreme Racing came out a week later for the PS1. This time you can race on either the road, the water, or in the air. It's got 12 different levels and 8 cars that can all transform into either a car, a jet ski, or a plane. Hot Wheels Jets for PC is just some jet flying game. It's based off of the Jets Hot Wheels toys and has 8 environments to fly around in. November of 2001, the Stunt Truck Driver game from earlier got a sequel called Stunt Truck Driver 2 Getting Dirty. It plays the same way as the original with the pre-rendered track and funny flips, woo! But this time, the tracks have a lot more focus on off-road sections. The tracks are much more interesting in my opinion because you can race on a pond, a farm, the jungle, the beach, hell! The first game only had 12 cars, but this one has 13. Also, each level ends in a funky way like last time. You get eaten by a frog, no, you exploded the watermelon! You get eaten by a fish, demolish masterful architecture, and land in a pile of leaves. Also, the custom track maker has its own 3D engine this time. The next game, Hot Wheels Burn and Rubber, is just a Game Boy Advance game, so there's not really much to it. There's no funny flips this time, but you can do funny jumps, so that's pretty cool. There's also Hot Wheels Williams F1 Team Driver. I couldn't really find any information about this game, it just kinda exists. Next year in 2002, Planet Hot Wheels launched and was widely considered to be the Hot Wheels MMO. This website featured tons of Hot Wheels minigames, some with online multiplayer. Playing the minigames on the website would earn you credits which you could use to buy in-game items. Planet Hot Wheels was also a makeshift social media. There were forums, message boards, chats, news, and more. Unfortunately, everything that was probably discussed in those forums are now completely lost to time, as the entire website was suddenly removed from the internet in 2004. A message now appeared on the screen saying it would be back soon. That promise, however, was never fulfilled, and it drifted further and further away until it became truly forgotten. Now there are some playable archives of various minigames, but the majority of it is lost media. In fact, because of how long ago this website was last up, pretty much zero gameplays or screenshots of anything actually exist. The only recordings we have are of the barely recovered minigames and advertisements. Also, a year before the sudden shutdown, a very prominent game mode was added that we will get into later. In September of 2002, Hot Wheels Bash Arena released for the PC. It's just an isometric demolition derby game with 6 levels and 20 cars to play as. Next month, Hot Wheels Velocity X released for the GameCube, PS2, and PC. There was a Game Boy Advanced version too, but it's basically a completely different game, so I won't talk about that. This game was a mix between racing and vehicle combat with 14 missions across 5 different worlds. It features a pretty good roster of 33 cars to play as, including the Poggers Day Era 2, the weird Hypermite, and a freaking school bus. It starts out with an epic cinematic intro with funny flips, let's go! Wait a second, does that mean you can do funny flips in the game too? Woo! Velocity X also had an actual story it follows with its own lore. The year is now 2003, the 35th anniversary of Hot Wheels, so Mattel releases a movie called Hot Wheels Highway 35 World Race. This movie spawns its own universe with tons of lore and the Accelerator's sequel later down the line. Along with the release of the movie, 2 games came out as well. Hot Wheels World Race for PC, PS2, and GameCube, and the Planet Hot Wheels multiplayer World Race game. World Race is one of my favorite Hot Wheels games, mostly due to my nostalgia of playing it on the GameCube. It has lots of races, tons of cars, surprisingly polished racing gameplay that still holds up to this day. Funny flips, woo! And a banging soundtrack. All 35 racers from the movie are playable. Not every car is the same though, as some were switched out for cars that don't have an exposed driver to fit the art style. There's also 15 different tracks to race on. Some are loosely based off of locations from the movie, but the majority of them are fully original designs. The gameplay consists of racing against 5 other AIs. You gain Nitrox boost by collecting spaghetti hoops, which you can use on ramps to gain an advantage and unlock shortcuts. On each ramp, you can do a funny flip to gain even more boost. But don't do the same funny flip twice in a row or you don't get as much boost, which is a pretty neat mechanic. Also, make sure to land correctly. The Planet Hot Wheels World Race game was fully multiplayer and featured all 35 cars from the movie as well, this time without any alterations. For some of the racing games on Planet Hot Wheels, a highly modified version of the Stunt Track Driver 2 custom track engine was created. This is pretty obvious due to the same firework effect you get when you do funny flips. The World Race multiplayer mode also used this engine. The game mode had 5 different episodic tracks to race on. The first one, Ring of Fire, is a volcano-themed track based off of the first track in the movie. The second one, called The Shortcut, is a jungle-themed track based off of a shortcut that the racers took in the movie. The third one is Desert Heat, an Egyptian-themed track also based off of the movie. Fourth is Ocean Vista, this time not based off of the movie and is similar to the water tracks in the World Race game. Finally, Urban Sky is a completely original track. Also, by the way, all the footage you just saw was recorded on a recently recovered offline version of the game because it doesn't freaking exist anymore. Next year in 2004, Hot Wheels Stunt Track Challenge released for the PS2, Xbox, and PC. It's got 28 different cars and 6 episodes with different stunt challenges and minigames. In one of the minigames, you can drive as a Fatbacks car, which is the single only appearance of a Fatbacks in any video game. If you don't know, Fatbacks are a line of cars that got instantly cancelled because almost no one actually bought them, so now they're really rare. As you can tell from the title being Stunt Track Challenge, the main gameplay is doing funny flips. Woo! It's basically a mix between racing challenges and stunt minigames. This game also reuses lots of World Race assets such as sound effects and track textures. In 2005, a plug-and-play Hot Wheels game very quietly came out as there's little to no information about it on the internet. There's a few gameplays and a video of someone using the controller. In 2006, a Game Boy Advanced game called Hot Wheels All Out came out with 17 playable cars and 4 tracks. Following the recent slowdown to a whole year gap in between each game, in 2007, Hot Wheels Ultimate Racing released for the PSP. This game had 26 playable cars and 11 different tracks split across 4 main areas: Death Valley, Jungle, Metropolis, and Volcano. The maps look really cool and the gameplay seems pretty solid, although I've never played it. No funny flips though. There is a theory that this game was originally meant to be an Accelerations video game due to many similar elements being used, but when Accelerations got suddenly cancelled, they changed it into a normal Hot Wheels game. World Race got a video game, but the sequel Accelerations never did, despite being even more popular and loved than the original. There's already a really good video on this topic if you want to know more, link in the description. Later that same year, Hot Wheels Beat That came out for the PS2, Xbox 360, Nintendo DS, Wii, and PC. The game goes back to the style of being a toy car and features 30 cars and 16 different levels split across 4 zones: the bedroom, mini golf, attic, and bowling alley. Personally, I think it has some of the best level design out of all the Hot Wheels games, as it features some really creative environments. The themed mini golf courses, the attic with its toy trains that you can drive through, and the fun neon colors of the bowling alley. The gameplay is alright, as the races have more battling the other cars with power-ups than actually racing. Also, funny flips are not a feature, but you can do them if you try hard enough. Next year in 2008, Turbo Driver Race the World just kinda came into existence. Basically, you buy a physical Turbo Driver car and a custom controller, and you can load the car into the controller to play the browser game with it. Only 8 cars released, and there were many more planned that just never came out. We could see the planned cars in the advertisements, including a completely unnamed car that's never been released even as a normal Hot Wheel. Also, the servers for the game shut down in 2010, so even if you still have the controller, you can't do anything with it anymore. In 2009, a Hot Wheels Battle Force 5 game released for the Wii and DS. It's based off of the 2-season-long Battle Force 5 TV show. I can't really figure out what you do with this game though. It's not even racing, just random tasks. In 2010, Hot Wheels Racing Circuit, a new Hot Wheels MMO released for PC. Sadly, because it was an MMO, one day it just suddenly disappeared from the internet the same way that Planet Hot Wheels did and was never seen again. There were 10 different tracks to play on and 31 cars to play as. You could also customize your car with wheels, colors, and more. You could even use weapons to sabotage other players during a race. Lots of content in the game was locked behind a $30 paywall though. On the re-uploaded trailer for the game, the creative director Alexander Westerman commented and was asked about why the game shut down. He said something about how Mattel wanted to focus their efforts on toy cars rather than video games, so they cancelled it. He also added that the team had lots of things planned for the game that were never able to be implemented because of budget and time constraints. Hot Wheels Track Attack released later that year for the Wii and DS. It has 36 playable cars, each with different paint jobs to choose from. There's 4 different worlds with 52 total events to play. You can even build your own custom tracks on each world too. Show me your funny flip, show me your funny flip. Oh, that's one way to do a funny flip. 2 years later in 2012, a set of games released for the PC that you can find in cereal boxes. This includes Team Hot Wheels Moto X, Baja Drift, Night Racer Street Drift, and Night Racer Rebel Ruckus. There's barely any information about these games as they are so rare and barely have any content. The studio that made these games, Blit Interactive, also made lots of Hot Wheels Flash browser games. Track Action Color Shifters is a game I actually used to play where you race on funny little tracks and change colors in water like the real toy. They made a ton more like Molten Menace, Wall Tracks Freakout, Crashers, and there's even more Flash games made by other studios. There's too many to list and they were spread across various different game websites, the majority of them now being lost media, so a complete list isn't even possible to get. In 2013, Hot Wheels World's Best Driver came out for the PS3, Xbox 360, Wii U, 3DS, and even iOS. This game is less Hot Wheels themed and just banking on the extreme sports hype like X Games. Personally, I think this game looks kinda bad. The environments are really dull and there's no racing, just random annoying challenges. And every time you mess up, some guy just tells you how bad you are over the radio. Red driver! Like seriously, there's a mode where you just push things? And now we enter the dark age of Hot Wheels games. games, where the gap has now lengthened to 3 years straight of not a single game release. Then finally, in 2016, we got a mobile game called Hot Wheels Race Off. It's a pretty weird concept, but it looks kind of fun. You just get to the end without running out of fuel or flipping over. For some reason, it was deleted off the App Store in 2021, which kind of sucks. But then, another 3-year gap of nothingness. Then in 2019, surprise, another mobile game, Hot Wheels Infinite Loop. This time it's an actual racing game with a really big car selection of 60 total cars. Definitely the biggest selection so far. It has a single player campaign and online racing too, with 4 different cities to race in: New York, Beijing, Tokyo, and London. Hey, yo, funny flip check, let's go!
Localiza Seminovos é outra categoria.
Localiza ovos.
Nos recomendaram.
O de confiança é aqui mesmo. A cada 10 clientes, 9 comprariam com a gente de novo.
Quem compra a prova é outra categoria. Localiza Seminovos, seu seminovo de confiança.
Also in 2019, a really big series called Hot Wheels ID started. It's basically a series of Hot Wheels you could buy that have scannable microchips built in. Once you buy one, you could scan and use them in the Hot Wheels ID mobile game. There's literally over 100 cars that got an ID variant. You can also buy custom smart tracks, which, to be honest, I don't even know what these do. File your taxes for you? It's also rumored that the production of the ID cars will be cancelled in 2022 due to low sales. There's another app called Hot Wheels Tech Mods that you have to buy the RC car building kit to use. Once you build the car, you can control games on your phone with it or control the car with your phone. In 2020, another mobile game, Hot Wheels Unlimited, released. And I honestly don't even know what you do in this game. It's some kind of top-down track builder puzzle situation, and you can even drive on the track sometimes. And now, after the dark age of random mobile games over the course of 7 years, finally, Hot Wheels Unleashed came out. Developed on Unreal Engine 4, this game is playable on the PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, PC, Nintendo Switch, and freaking Stadia. This game is a godsend to Hot Wheels fans. Finally, we have a next-gen, hyper-realistic arcade racing Hot Wheels game, but that doesn't come without its own issues. First up, focusing on the good, this game has an insane selection of cars. There's around 68 total cars in the base game, but counting all of the free and paid DLCs, there's over 150 total. Each car has its own stats and realistic weight distribution. There's 5 main environments in the base game: the basement, skate park, college campus, skyscraper, and the garage, each with 9 different tracks to race on. The basement environment is fully customizable, and whatever you change is how it looks while you race in game. You can also build your own custom tracks in each environment. There's 3 DLC expansions that all add their own environments too: the Batcave, Stop Motion Studio, and the Looney Tunes Adventure Park. You can even make and share custom liveries for most of the cars. Some community members have made really interesting creations, like turning every car into the initial D Tyranno, painstakingly redrawing anime characters, Scooby-Doo toaster car? The racing gameplay, in my opinion, is very well done. The drifting and boosting is really fun, and the cars have a very toy-like weight to them. You can even propel yourself in the air with boost and do crazy shortcuts. Yes! Now for the issues. There's really just one main issue with the game, and it's the really greedy DLCs. As I said earlier, almost half of the cars in the game are paid DLCs. There's also DLCs for basement customizations, literal battle passes, paid track builder pieces. Well, that's pretty much every single official Hot Wheels video game that's currently out. There's lots of other games that received Hot Wheels DLCs like Forza, but we'll save that for another time. Comment down below if you've played any of these games and tell me which one is your favorite. Okay, bye! Hot Wheels are weird. From real cars to not so real cars, to concept cars to questionable collaborations, to not even a car at all. Hot Wheels are one of the most important toy brands in history.
Já viu esse vídeo?
Let the conclave begin.
You have no idea how bad it became. The smears, the leaks to the press, it was savage.
This year, have faith. Conclave, rated PG.
You always hear about the best ways to play each Sonic game, but that's boring. What about the worst ways to play each Sonic game? Sonic the Hedgehog is a series that spanned across multiple decades and platforms and has more remakes, ports, and re-releases than most people can keep track of. And while we've had our fair share of good Sonic games, the road hasn't been entirely smooth. Whether it's classic titles being poorly ported, modern games getting crammed onto underpowered hardware, or just bizarre cursed versions I'd rather forget existed. The version of certain Sonic games you play can sometimes make or break the experience. Welcome to Chowmix, and today we'll be going over the absolute worst ways to play every mainline Sonic game. We'll be going through mainline games only, so we aren't here all day. We also won't be going over games with exclusive singular releases like Secret Rings or Black Knights, since there's only one way to play them. So let's go over the worst way to play each mainline Sonic game. Like usual, we're starting at the very beginning with Sonic 1. Ah, such a fun little game. How could you screw this up? Oh no. Sonic the Hedgehog for the Game Boy Advance, or Sonic the Hedgehog Genesis, has to be one of the worst official products Sonic Team has ever put out. This was a port of Sonic 1 released in 2006 as part of the series' 15th anniversary, which was supposed to be a celebration of Sonic's legacy. But instead of celebrating, Sega decided to throw sand in his eye and burn his house down apparently. Man, 2006 was not a good year for our favorite Blue Rat, was it? The GBA port of Sonic 1 is like a monkey's paw effect. Like, sure, you can have a portable version of Sonic 1, but it's gonna be one of the worst experiences of all time. Hope that's okay. The game suffers from some of the worst slowdown and frame rate issues I've ever seen in a Sonic game. And considering we've got stuff like Sonic 06 and Sonic Boom on the roster, that's saying a lot. It's really bad, and I'm pretty sure it's what contributes to the physics feeling so off and why Sonic will just phase through things sometimes. But this game strikes one of my biggest pet peeves of all time for a Sonic game, which is having a low field of view. Because of the GBA's tiny resolution, the screen is so zoomed in that you can barely see a few feet in front of you. Like, imagine driving at 80 miles an hour in thick fog. It's not gonna go well. You'll be running into anything and everything, and combine that with a low frame rate, it makes almost everything unreactable unless you slow down to a snail's pace. And at that point, why are we even playing a Sonic game? Honestly, if you can even get through Green Hill Zone without wanting to yeet your GBA across the room, you're a stronger person than I could ever be. Now, Sonic 2 luckily doesn't have a botched GBA port like Sonic 1 does, but it has something arguably even worse. At least the GBA is a conventional video game system. The worst version of Sonic 2 is on, not a video game system, but a phone. Sonic 2 Dash and Sonic 2 Crash are a duo of games that attempted to port Sonic 2 to certain phones back in 2008. Created by a company called Rockpool, Sonic 2 Dash and Crash attempted to put Sonic 2 into Java, and it goes about as good as you'd expect. There are two versions of this duo of games, one for lower end devices and one for higher end. The higher end version honestly isn't all too bad. It's got the Sonic Advance style HUD and seems to play pretty close to the original for what it is, just with a weird vertical phone screen aspect ratio. But it's specifically the lower end versions of these games that we're interested in today. Yes, the children yearn for bad Sonic games. The lower end versions of Sonic 2 Dash and Sonic 2 Crash have very similar issues to Sonic 1 GBA. It has awful frame rate, terrible physics, and the screen is extremely zoomed in. Sure, you've got all this vertical space, but looking up at the beautiful sky can only help you so much from constantly running into everything that pops up in front of you. And that is if there's even a beautiful sky to look at. Some of these levels have flat out blank backgrounds. Yeah, did you know that null space from Sonic Forces actually first appeared in these games back in 2008? And while the high-end versions feature every level from Sonic 2, the low-end versions leave a handful of levels out. You're only able to play through Emerald Hill, Casino Night, Hilltop, Mystic Cave, Metropolis, and Death Egg zones. That means we're missing out on Chemical Plant, Aquatic Ruin, Oil Ocean, Sky Chase, and Wing Fortress Zone, unfortunately. There's also no special stages, and in turn, no Chaos Emeralds or Supersonic. This game doesn't even have boss fights at the end of the second zone. The only boss fight in the game is the Death Egg Robo. And, oh god, did they amputate his legs? What the hell, man? Now, even if your legs get amputated like the Death Egg Robo, it's all good. We don't need them where we're going. That's right, with the help of today's sponsor, Factor, you can get fresh, dietitian-approved meals delivered right to your doorstep. No prep, no mess, just delicious, healthy food in minutes. Whether you're looking to cut down on fast food or just want a more convenient way to eat healthy, Factor has got you covered. They even offer options for actually 2 different versions, as explained by user Black Squirrel on this super interesting Sonic. All that being said, let's continue with today's episode. For Sonic CD, the worst version of this game is probably the PC version. And no, I'm not talking about the delisted Taxman port from 2012. I'm talking about the Windows 95 port. Now, to be quite honest, this port of Sonic CD isn't inherently bad like some of these other games we talked about, but very few know that there's actually 2 different versions, as explained by user Black Squirrel on this super interesting Sonic retro thread. Basically, Sonic CD came out on PC twice in the 90s. First in 1995, and then again in 1996. The 1995 version was made in tandem with Intel to show that it could run games made for consoles like the Sega CD on a PC. But this version of Sonic CD wasn't sold in stores. Instead, it came pre-installed as a free bonus with certain new computers. The 1996 version was made using DirectX and distributed through CD-ROMs. You know, like when PC games used to use actual discs. More or less, both versions are very similar apart from a few menu and font changes as well as some slight encoding differences in the intro animations. The one big difference is that the 1995 version is capped at 30 FPS. And it's literally for this one reason that marks this as the worst version in my eyes. It isn't overly zoomed in, it doesn't suffer from frame rate issues or wonky physics, it just runs at 30 frames per second. And in a world where every other version runs at 60, this one just can't compete. It also doesn't help that this version is probably one of the most inaccessible versions out there since it came bundled with very specific computers from like 30 years ago. Though if it weren't for this version, I would have to give a pretty hot take and say it's the original Sega CD version. Like, it couldn't even properly render the animated intro and credits scene that Studio Junio painstakingly created for this game. Anyways, the worst version of Sonic 3 and Knuckles is... What the heck is that sound? Oh god, make it stop. Yeah, this is the PC CD-ROM version of Sonic 3 and Knuckles, the Sonic and Knuckles collection. And as you can, hear, it uses the stock Windows MIDI sound font for all of its music. Now, let me just say, if you grew up with this version, I'm sorry, but are you okay? I have no idea how you survived this audio massacre. The original soundtrack, composed by a team of absolute legends, and rumored to involve Michael Jackson, is one of the best soundtracks in all of video games. But on top of the sound font sounding like absolute garbage, a lot of the music is replaced with completely different tracks. This is likely due to the legal issues with the Jackson estate. The same thing happened in Sonic Origins. But it's not just the music that's a problem. This version has compatibility issues on modern PCs, making it almost impossible to play unless you're running a virtual machine or just straight up using an ancient-ass computer. The frame rate can also be choppy in certain areas, but that's really the least of our concerns right now. Seriously, the Windows MIDI sound font alone makes this version of Sonic 3 and Knuckles a borderline war crime. If you value your ears, stick to the original or any of the other re-releases. Sonic Adventure 1 is an interesting entry. We've got the original Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast and its port on the GameCube's Sonic Adventure DX Director's Cut. DX does add quite a lot. It bumps the game up from 30 to 60 FPS, adds 60 new missions, has a playable Metal Sonic, has higher poly player models, unlockable Game Gear titles, and a completely revamped Chow Garden. You'd think that it'd be a no-brainer that this is the better version, but you'd actually be surprised in how many ways this port botches certain things from the original. For example, the lighting is an overall massive downgrade. What were once extremely atmospheric environments are now almost completely unlit. The new models, while nice, have awful materials that make them look like they were smothered in olive oil. Most of the textures were changed for pretty much no reason, leading to certain areas having different vibes, and there's a ton of new glitches that didn't exist in the original. Now, even at this point, I'd say the better version may be arguable, depending on your preferences. That is, until we introduce the PC CD-ROM version of Sonic Adventure DX. Yeah, we've got another one of those.
Na Steam só tem Hot Wheels Unleashed 1 e 2. Que bosta. Que merda, velho. Vou ver outro negócio aqui rapidinho. Que jogos do Naruto tem? Que jogo de 2013? acho que eu vou ter que baixar emulador, né? Eu sabia disso. Saco. Ultimate Ninja tem a partir de qual? 4 e 13. Isso. Ah, matando a trilogia. Aqui. Será que roda isso aqui no meu PC? Deixa eu ver aqui na lista de desejos. Ai, agora 2 rodas assim. Suavão. Bom saber que isso é lançamento, nossa. Medo disso aqui, ser versão ultra atualizada. Nossa, até o 4, que é mais recente, roda no meu computador. Do caralho isso daí. Tá, não é o mais recente, ainda tem o do Boruto. Tá aqui. Eu gostava desse. Com certeza também roda no computador. Nossa, esse aqui na verdade é mais leve que os outros. Ele foi lançado depois do 3, nossa. Tô dando uma olhada aqui nos jogos do Naruto. Caralho. Tá, tem um aqui de 2026. Esse aqui é atualzaço. Caro, atual. E com certeza não roda no. E não roda no computador, o mais caro. De 2023. Cato. Pela RAM roda, com o computador tem 16 GB de RAM. O problema é o modelo do processador e a placa de vídeo. pacote de DLC. Entendi. Essa é uma pena que não tem os de Play 2 aí, de outros consoles, sabe? Só dos mais moderninhos. Queria jogar os antigão. Será que... acho que não, talvez valha a pena colocar um emulador aqui. Meu Deus do céu. Mas apareceu uns negócios aqui que, sinceramente, pelo amor de Deus.
This is a port of a port, and as you can guess, even more things get lost in translation. Like usual, it has pretty bad...
Tchau. Já tá tarde, são quase 4 da manhã. Boa noite. Eita, 2 horas de live. Legal. Mas... tchau.